What's going on, YouTube? I'm back. I'm back on Camify. I tried the A stream live test, and I couldn't hear myself, and I couldn't have I don't have a microphone little icon where it says where it has a vibration where I can say how loud I speak, where is it picking up sound on that. So that's why I said, I'm gonna go back to Camify, and long and behold, Camify works now. Hopefully, it continues that way because it's the best alternative to YouTube Live, in my opinion. But anyway, let's get on to the topic at hand. This video, I want to discuss, you know, one of my favorite artists in CHH. He's definitely a top tier artist. I know a lot of people, kind of forgotten about him. A lot of, the younger fans at least, because, a lot of people my age, they got into CHH because of Lecrae and stuff like that. But the truth, he's the truth when it comes to hip hop, CHH at least. I mean, he's dope, very theologically sound, very intelligent. I mean, I'm glad to say that I saw him. I'm glad to say that I got to listen to his older tracks from way back in Open Book, um, The Faith, and Moment of Truth. Those albums right there, that was before, he got into, the little scandal he got into that kind of derailed his career. But, the truth is awesome, I mean, I like him. I like his work. I like the fact that he's, honest, in his music. I like the fact that he's very not afraid to preach the gospel in his songs. I mean, like I so glad that he's one of those dudes that who was willing to step up and be the example of what it means to be a young, unashamed Christian in a culture that that is very hostile towards Christianity. I mean, because he was a forerunner in CHH back in the mid 2000s. He was like he was Lecrae of the 2000s. Lecrae, before Lecrae got big, he was the biggest star in CHH, and one of the reasons how he got big was Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin met the truth after his first album released, and he saw his potential. He invited him to TBN, the show with I think it's called Lecrae Voice. I'm not sure. The show with Paul and Jen Crouch. He was on TBN, and like that was in that video when he was on TBN the first time. It was way back in '05, like when YouTube first started. It was one of the first videos on YouTube was when him getting interviewed by Paul and Jen Crouch. So the truth is definitely a pioneer in that aspect as well. I mean, he's done a lot of things for the community. I mean, he was discipled and trained by Cross Movement. So I mean, like he knows his Bible very well. He's a pastor's kid. So you know he's very churchy, but at the same time very hip hop as well. Um, when he started out, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of people felt that he was too preachy and stuff like that. But now, I mean, he still talk about Jesus all day, but he's more introspective because of the stuff he been through and the stuff that and he kind of admit that he was a little bit prideful in his earlier days as an artist. But you know that's why I like the truth because he's very honest about himself. He's not too smart, he's not too intellectual to humble himself and seek God. Like the truth is the truth. That's how I feel. And I can relate to truth in a lot of ways. I mean, one of the songs that really touched me was, um, the song he did on Open Book was about his, moment of truth. I think it was when he talked about his testimony of how he got saved and whatnot. Like that song really resonated with me because, at the time I was 15, listened to that song and it really resonated with me because, I was, just getting saved and like, I was a church kid, but like I knew that I just knew that, I wasn't, I mean, even though I went to church, even though I did all these things, there was something, I just knew that I wasn't like, saved. And the truth kind of, that song just showed, let you know that, okay, you could grow up in church, you could be the good kid, but you could still be unsaved. And like that song really struck a chord with me, really on my walk. And that song, Man Up, which is another song that is very, you know, inspirational to me because he shows that what it means to be a Christian man, and like in this culture is feminizing men to be, you know, hippies and sissies and stuff like that, and a lot of dudes in church are going to Islam. Like that song, is very that song resonates with me as well because again, I'm I'm a product of this culture. Again, I was a teenager, during the recession years, during the Obama years. So I saw this happen right before my eyes as I grew up. So like I definitely can relate to that song. Um, just a lot of things I like about the truth. His music, his character. He's not he's a person who you could talk to. He's a great husband. I mean, he always talk about how him and his wife are, you know, that him and his wife are, about him and his wife. I mean, his daughter. Like I like the truth, and he's one of those artists that a lot of younger cats need to look up because he was the Lecrae of again the 2000s. I mean, Lecrae is the reason. I mean, Lecrae is he's on a different path when it comes to his audience. Most of his audience are either white suburban Christians or they just are they not believers. But the truth, he did to where he could reach the audience in the CCM genre, and the audience in the gospel genre because before the truth, there was like if you were a Christian, if you was a gospel rapper, the gospel community would shun you. But now the truth made hip hop accessible and acceptable towards black churches, and then now it's also during the time when that preacher Greg Lewis you know was starting to bash Christian rappers. So True came out in a time when hip hop when CHH was in its golden age. I mean, he even started doing Christian rap way back in the 90s. I mean, he was at the if you YouTube the Ambassador Christology album, the album came out way back in '99. He was there at the release party, you know, 22 years old rapping, So again, the truth is a pioneer in a lot of respects. He's been doing this for 20 years now. He's been, making albums for 13 for almost 15 years. He's been, releasing music. So definitely look him up. I mean, definitely look him up. If you like, music that that's biblically sound, that has, that could teach the word, but also can, pump you up. Definitely listen to the truth. One of my favorite albums was Open Book. Because that's one of my favorite albums from his Open Book. I also like the album he did, 2011 when he was screaming. That was also a cool album. You know, um, so yeah, the truth is an amazing artist. Definitely check him out. Um, definitely check him out. He also signed on. He's also has his own label now, which is called I think it's Mixed Bag. Yeah, that's his label. So he signed if he signed a young 15-year-old artist. Well, he's 18 now, but when he got signed, he was only 15. Aaron Cole. So the truth. He's very passionate about young people because he was a young Christian at one point. You know, He's very pretty much the Jay-Z of CHH now. You know, a lot of people comparing him to Jay-Z, and I kind of see why. But I do like his style of music, his rap. I do like the fact that, you know, you could be theologically based but still be a good rapper. You know, a lot of people think that just because you rap about Jesus and about the Bible all the time, then your raps are corny. But, you know, I disagree with that. Because the truth, you know, again, I know I repeat myself, but the truth is the truth. So with that being said, this is Mario Walker here, signing out.